What are the top 3 things you need for your TenPoint Viper S415 Crossbow? What are the top 3 things you will have to buy with this bow, this crossbow? The very first thing you're going to need to buy is a universal limb and foot stirrup silencer package, which will come with 2 of these, and it will come with 2 of these. Now you will need an Allen key to loosen 2 bolts on the bottom, well, 2 screws, to take out the foot stirrup, which is this here. You're then going to need to slide these on over top of it. Because I guess this little foot stirrup does a little rattling. And that's something we don't want. So, you slide those on like so. And there's only 2 little screws there, by the way. Now, please pay attention when you take this off. You're going to see there's like a nub there. See that? That's where the screws actually sit down inside. So make sure you pay attention to that. Push it back in. Put your Allen key in. Crank it down. And don't over tighten it and strip them. Don't be foolish. Just make them kind of snug. And when you crack them, which means undo them, you'll hear them go click when you do it. And there we go. We've got a couple of those on. Now, ideally, I need to go a little bit further. There we go. Okay. Now, to add them to the limb, as you're going to see this one here, okay, it kind of just pops in there, and then these round things stick out. It's not hard. It doesn't require any tools. And you really want your crossbow, and they are snug to get in, I'll tell you that right now. They're a pain. But no matter how hard they are, just use your fingers. There we go. So, keep them away from your strings. Now we have the silencer kit attached. The links at the bottom. You can pick them up on Amazon and get what you need to make your Viper S415 crossbow a lot more quiet. The second thing you need the flight rail and trigger lube. It is a small tube like that. Now, what you're going to do with that, and I haven't opened it yet, is you're going to put 1 drop, okay, on each side of that rail. 1 drop. And then you're going to use your finger to go back and forth on that rail to give it a little bit of lubricant. Do not put any oil on this string in the center. That actually shoots the arrow. You can maybe add a little there where the wheels turn. I only see that's about it where I would add it. Maybe a little bit, 1 drop like on the ends here. Now also up here, yeah, back here where the trigger is, your safeties, you know, maybe a drop in there, to keep it lubricated where it needs to be lubricated. Don't be putting lubrication where it doesn't need to be. There's a reason this tube is very, very small. You don't need very much. This should last you a couple of years. The third thing you should pick up for your TenPoint Viper S415 crossbow is these 3 broadheads. It came with 3 arrows, right? So you'd like to get 3 broadheads. Now these are for speeds up to 500 FPS. Being this does 415, we're good to go. The weight of these is 100 grain. The weight of your target arrows that came with your crossbow are 100 grains. Very important to listen to. Total cut is 1 1/8 inches. So when that goes in, it's going to cut over an inch cut when it goes in. Now, as I said in my other video, they do make the blades that open. I don't like those. This is a solid broadhead. It's what I want to call it. It's just a blade. It's not, it doesn't open or close. It's not mechanical, nothing whatsoever. Now, I have seen and read where when the mechanical opens on one side, remember there's a lot of speed coming out of that arrow. So if that mechanical opens on one side, your arrow can actually start going that way. So if you're aiming at a deer and you shoot and that opens part way, well, now it's going to go like this. And now you're going to miss your deer. Where if you get these, you're going to find out that these don't open because they're solid. It's what I like to call them. And that's going to hit your target. So less problems, basically. I'm going to give you number 4 as a bonus. And mine hasn't come in yet, but I have it on order. Is a laser sight. Now, you have to click the link at the bottom to understand more about it. But what it is the laser that connects to your arrow. And then you slide that in there. And you're setting everything up, right? If that laser is not on the target, that means if you were to shoot that arrow, you would have lost your arrow. And these are expensive, okay? So, what it is, it's called a bore sight or something like that. But what it is, you just want that laser on target. That's what you want. So you think your scope is on sight, you know, you're all set up. And then you look downwind and you see the laser is on target. You see the little red dot. You say, okay, take that arrow out, put your arrow in the test, take aim, and fire. You know you're going to hit the target no matter what. You don't know where, but you know you're going to hit it. So that's the thing. So now you go and look at your target and you say, okay, I need to adjust my scope, whatever you need to do. Put the laser back in, look at it, and see if you're on target again. Do it every time. And then put your shooting arrow in and then take your shot. And you'll notice your arrow's coming over or going this way or going this way when you're setting your scope. So it's really going to assist you in setting up your actual scope and you won't be losing arrows. Many people have said when they go to set this up and target it, even though it's 20 yards, okay, they end up losing arrows, usually 2 or 3. And that gets expensive really quick. So you got one bore laser for one arrow and then your other 2 to sight it in. Once you got it all sighted in, add your broadheads for taking down your deer. Before you go out, make sure you lube up so that way, you know, everything's running smooth. Add the silencer kit. It's very cheap. Links are in the bottom. And you're going to have more quiet. The more quiet, the better you are for hunting. These are the top 3 things with a bonus. Links are in the bottom. Catch you guys on the next one.